Okay, I really like this question because although, when I look at it, I can see a sort of mathematical way of approaching it. Um, I think it's really a really powerful question for showing how a novice could approach this and get the right answer, even if they had limited experience of algebra. Now, let's have a look at the question. There were 331 boys and girls in the canteen. After 91 boys and girls returned to their classrooms, 4/5 of the boys and 2/3 of the girls were still in the canteen. The question we are asked, and I should highlight that, is how many boys were there in the canteen at first? Now, obviously I've done more maths than a child who might be approaching this, so I can look at algebraic and think of algebraic ways to answer this question. But I do want to I always like to put myself in the shoes of a novice trying to draw this out. And when you first look at it, you think, oh, gosh, there can hardly be enough information here to answer my question. But let's have a go. Right, so 331 boys and girls. So the boys and girls together, we don't know how many of each at the beginning. And then 91 boys and girls returned to their classrooms. Again, we don't know how many of each. And the resultant situation, we had 4/5 of the boys and 2/3 of the girls still in the canteen. So that's where I have to start. That's all I have to draw. So I'm going to draw a model for the boys, and I'm going to draw a block for the girls as well. And let's see, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm drawing in fifths. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We draw 4 because we know that 4/5 of the boys were left in the canteen at the end. And so I'm going to just mark in like this. That's going to be the boys that were there at the beginning. Okay. And then for girls, what are we going to do? By the way, the size of these on the size of this whole bar is just arbitrary. I've made that up, so don't read anything into that. Although the size of each of these blocks is the same, has the same value, okay, because that's been divided into fifths. Again, the size of this is going to be arbitrary. I'm going to just do it like this. For the girls, we've got thirds, okay, and 2/3 of the girls were still left in the canteen, so I'm going to represent the third of girls who went back to the classrooms. Okay, and again, the size of this relative to that it's just arbitrary. I have no idea. Okay, so that's the situation that I've drawn from here. Okay, so again, these are the boys that left, these are the girls that left. Let's see if we can put in any other information. So this whole thing here, we were told at the beginning there were 331 children all together. What else do we know? Well, we also know that these two together, okay, so these two together represent 91 children. Okay, so that's 91 children there, represented by these two blocks. So then you can have a look and think, well, okay, if those two blocks represent 91, then those two blocks must also represent 91. Now, let's so I'm going to actually just draw that in. So those two blocks are also going to represent 91. Okay, and then those two blocks are also going to represent 91, which is great because my problem at the beginning is that I don't know the relative size of these blocks, but now I have a way of eliminating enough information so that I've got just down to boys, 2 blocks of boys. But first I need to take away these 91. So 331 subtract 91. Okay, so that's this first set of kids here. That's the kids that went back to their classrooms. So that gives me 240. All right. Then I want to eliminate those. So 240 take away 91 gives me 149. Okay, so I've taken those away, I've taken those away, and now I'm going to take this away. So 149 take away 91 equals 58. So I've taken those away. So what information does that leave me with? Well, that means that these two blocks here, which I know have the same value, both of them together are equal to 58. Okay, so that means then if I divide 58 and I divide that by 2, that gives me 29, and each of these blocks is 29. So that's 29, 29, 29, 29. And I suppose I should have been good, and I was not, but I will address that situation here. So this is the boys at the start, or the boys at first I should have put, and then this is the girls at first. Now, of course, because I've got this information now, I can work out how many girls, but I'm not actually asked that. So I'm going to be very lazy. I'm asked how many boys were there in the canteen at first. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks of 29, and 29 times 5 gives me 145. So that is my answer, 145. Okay, I hope that helps, and I hope that shows how I think you could have approached that as a complete novice, and not understanding anything about simultaneous equations or anything like that, and you could have seen, I mean, that's the whole idea around bar models, is to be able to draw the situation sufficiently well that you can see what it is that you need to do, or what you could do in order to reach the correct answer. Anyway, I enjoyed doing that, and I hope it helps you.